Okay, coming to the C# course, already I had given the schedule. Today we are going to see how we can use the Visual Studio and how we can create a new solution and project and the first program in C# language. So here I don't want to discuss about what is C#, what is the benefits of the C#, so where we stand comparing to the other technologies like Java, Python, or some X technologies. So that we cover in future sessions. But purely in this session, we are going to learn about how to create a solution or a project using Visual Studio, then a small simple program using Visual Studio. So whenever you want to work with the Microsoft technologies, ultimately you should think about the Visual Studio. What exactly the Visual Studio? Maybe you will get some questions. So Visual Studio is simply the kind of editor you can think. What is editor? So editor in the sense Notepad is a editor. Notepad++ is a editor. Maybe when you are in your academics, you used Turbo C, Turbo C++, right? So that is also a kind of tool where you can write the program. In similar way, Visual Studio also a editor. So technically, we can call this one as IDE, Integrated Development Environment. So simply we can call it as editor. So by using this editor, you can create a project or a solution. So we see what exactly the difference between the project and solution. Don't panic. It's very straightforward and easiest one, right? So let me create. So I'll be discuss everything in detail, but not now immediately, maybe in future sessions. All your questions will get clarified. That's my promise. So as I shared in WhatsApp, the step by step, if you follow those steps, you can install Visual Studio in your machine. I believe all you are install Visual Studio. Whatever the version, it is 2022 or 17 or 15 or whatever, the steps are the same. Maybe the UI will be different, differ from one version to another version. So see here, I'm searching in search bar Visual Studio, then it will populate this one. Okay, so this, just click on this. Then what happens? It will open like this. So maybe if it is first time, it takes some time. Otherwise, it opens very quickly. Now you can see this kind of window. So here you can create a new project. You can open existing project or a solution. So project and solution, don't get confused. Both are looks similar, but there is a slight difference. Okay, I will explain you. So this is the window, it opens immediately. Then what you need to do? So here you can see open recent. In the sense, this is the list recently I worked on. Maybe in today or yesterday or in 1 month or in 1 year, you can see what are the solutions I opened, right? So once you move to the right side, here we have get started. There you have the list like clone your repository, open your project or solution, open your local folder, or create a new project. So we are going to learn all this stuff in future sessions. But as of now, just what you do, click on create a new project. So our intention is we need to create a new project with empty mind, right? So simply click on this create new project. Then it loads the templates which were installed in your machine. So all these are the templates. So initially what I need a simple standalone application. Technically, here we are calling this one as console application. So type there in top search bar, then you can see the templates here. Okay, among these templates, select here C# console app. Right, before that, make sure here we have different languages because Visual Studio .NET supports so many languages. So C# is one of the language among those languages, almost 100 plus languages it supports. Make sure you select here C#, then here Windows, then here library. Otherwise, when you search here console, it will appear, but you may have more list because we are filtering based on these parameters. Okay, so then click on console app, then click on next. Don't panic, the session is being recorded. I will share you this link. Then here it will give you the it will ask you the project name. So whatever the name you want, you can give here. So simply I'm giving here my application, my app. Okay, that is the name. Then the second one is a location where you want to save your files. So wherever you want, simply click on these three buttons, then it will populate the location. So somewhere I'm selecting the desktop, then select folder. Okay, this is my location for this project. Then if you observe the third one, solution name, right? So far, so many times I talked about the solution and project. If you observe, initially the name of the project name is the same name as solution and both are same. For example, if you change here application, so automatically it gets changed here also. So in the sense, the project name, when you are trying to create a new project, the solution name also will be the same. Okay, and there will be a solution when you create a project. So I will explain more in detail. So don't bother as of now. Give whatever the name you want. But here we need to follow some few rules. But we are going to cover those rules in later sessions. So as of now, just follow this one, my app, and select the location, then click on next. Then it will ask you the frameworks. So far, I mean, this .NET has a long journey. It started with version 1.1, 2.0, so many versions now. Recently, what happened? Okay, there is another story. .NET Core is there and framework is there. So now together came into one framework that is nothing but .NET 6.0. So it doesn't matter whatever listed in your dropdown, select anything. If you see .NET 6.0, select that. Otherwise, select anything, no issue. Then click on create. So what it will do, it will take less than 1 minute and create a new project along with a new solution. So wait for 1 minute. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, feel free to ask now. Any questions? Silence. So that will be considered as everything is okay. Right. So this is our newly created project, right? See here we have program.cs. Then if you see this editor, in right side, you have some windows like properties, then solution explorer, then git changes. Okay, forget about these two, properties and git changes. Focus on solution explorer. In case if you don't see these windows, don't panic. Here we have an option like view. Click on view, then here you can find solution explorer. Just click, it will open. Or there is a shortcut for to open the solution explorer, that is nothing but Control Alt L. simply Control Alt L, it opens. Okay, so now we look into this window. Initially here, if you see, name is the Solution Explorer, and here there are some options like float, dock, dock as dock, tab document, then close. Then here we have an option, just click on it. So what will it will do? It will pin this window here. See, once you click on this, it will auto hide when your mouse came outside that window. Did you observe? Now click on that pin. What happens? It pins there so that your window is there, your files are here. Then this is close to close the window, right? So now what about these options? So float in the sense, see what happens. It floats somewhere, this one. Then select here dock. It dock it to the left side or right side or top or bottom. You can drag and drop, leave somewhere. It will dock there. In similar way, dock as tabbed document in the sense, this is the tabbed document. Program.cs is the tabbed document. So if you select that option, what happens? It comes like that, see? Got it? So here also you have the same options. Now, if you observe here, these are the options we have. Then few shortcuts are there. We see it later. As of now, just focus on this structure. Here you have solution. Under the solution, you have my app. So under the my app, we have program.cs, which is nothing but this file. If you observe here, we have a small statement. So what is that? Console. You can see it in blue color. Then right line, some thick red. Then within parentheses, hello world. So this is a simple and default program given by the Visual Studio. Now, how to run this? I want to see this one. What it will do, it will print hello world on the screen. So as you know, earlier we talked about it. It is a console application. What is console? Standalone. Standalone in the sense, maybe all you are familiar with C and C++, right? So when you write a program, what happens when you run? A black screen will open like command prompt. There you can see your program. That is nothing but a console application. Now, similar way, this is the console application. So on console, what we are doing, we are writing something that is nothing but hello world. Now I want to execute this one. It's very simple. How to export? See here we have an option, my app, and yet there is a play button. What is my app? Nothing but your project name, our solution name. So once you click on it, then what it will do? First time it takes some time, but next time it opens very quickly. Right? So here you can see hello world. So this is the simple default program given by the Visual Studio when you create a standalone application. So what it is saying, press any key to close the window. Just press any key on the keyboard, then it closes the window. This, for example, if you want to print something like console dot write line, how are you doing? Okay, then terminate, just save and execute this one. Now you have two lines there. The first one is hello world and second one is how are you doing? Right? So then come back to the Solution Explorer. Now here we have only one file that is nothing but program.cs. These are the dependencies. We see it later. So what we are doing here, nothing is there. Simply what we are doing, we are printing two statements. But if it is the older versions, you can see in different format, like a setup. namespaces are there. There is a namespace name. Within the namespace, the class is there. Within the class, main method is there. That happens here. Here also there, but to understand it takes some time. So as of now, just continue with this. Okay. So the mainly coming back to the Solution Explorer, this is similar to the Windows Explorer. What is Windows Explorer? See here, once you click on the folder, it will open your total computer, right? So click on this PC, it will show you the drives available. Once you click, then it will show you the folders available. Once you click, it will show you the files. In similar way, the files, folders, whatever you have related to this project will be appear here. In the sense, if you want to create a new folder, then right click new folder. Then here, this is app. Now this is the folder. Everything will appear here. So Solution Explorer is similar way as Windows Explorer. From here, you can add a new file, new folder, you can rename, you can edit, you can delete. So simply right click and delete. Okay, like you can manage your project files here. Got it? So now, what is project and what is solution? To get understand this, let's go back to the folder where you created your project. So there are two ways. Probably the first one is, you know where you stored your application, where on desktop. So this is our project, right? In case if you forgot, if you selected some other folder by mistake, if you forgot, then simply what you can do, right click on this, and here we have an option, open folder in File Explorer. So it will open your location automatically. So these are the two ways to open the physical location of your project. Now, if you observe my app, there is a folder with your project name. Just double click and enter into that. Again, you can see here my app, then my app, a kind of file. What is the type of this file? Just expand this. There you can see here Microsoft Visual Studio solution. Right? So now parallelly you can see my app folder. Then again you can see here my app.cs project. So this is the project file. So in the sense, for project, solution is the top level one. A solution can have n number of projects. Here we are seeing a very simple project, but when you open any real-time project, a solution can have multiple projects. So maybe probably you heard about entire architecture or design patterns. Different kinds of architectures are available in market. So usually what we have, a solution contains n number of projects. One project talks about the entities, one project talks about the database, one project about models, one project about the controllers. So like different projects. There is no limit for projects. It's purely depends on the requirement. We can create n number of projects. So you need to remember a project is nothing but a container where it can have the files, set of files, and solution is nothing but it is a placeholder where it can have the n number of projects. So in case if you want to create a new project, very simple, just right click and then add new project. Then again, same concept here. So you can select here console, right? So otherwise here, say recently created templates available here. So you can select, then click on next, then give the name here, my sample. Okay, so the location automatically picks. So if you want, you can change, otherwise keep it as it is. Then click on next, then same steps. What it will do, it will add a new project to your solution. Now here you can see, this is one project and this is another project. So in the sense, A solution can have any number of projects, but whenever you create a first project, a new project, a solution will be created automatically with the same name. That is nothing but my app. And here you can see in location. So let me go back to the location. Now this is desktop. Then here, this is solution. And this is folder for one project. And this is folder for another project. Like you can add or create any number of projects to your solution. Got it? So let me know if you have any questions. It is not a radio, right? If it is radio, you cannot ask or you cannot answer anything. So feel free to ask any questions or any not even related to this concept. Generally, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, fine. So let me extend this concept. Now here I'm taking two variables like int a equal to 10, then int b equal to 15. I believe all you know about what is int and what is variable and what is this value, right? If you don't know, don't panic. Maybe in next session, I will explain all this stuff. So for now, what we do, just remove this statement and let me print the addition of those two numbers. How we can write, see, automatically it is showing there console.write line a plus b. That's it, tab. Otherwise, if you want to write, you can write, no issue. But it gives you some suggestions. If you want, you can utilize them. Now, now I want to run this. How to run? Very simple. Just click on my app. Now here you can see 25. Right? Now what it prints on the screen, simply like 25. Now I want to write addition is 25. In the sense, yeah, let me write here. So console.write line. Then here I want to print like addition is 25. How you do it? It's a very simple how you do it in C language. In similar way, we can write here. First, you need to identify what is static value and what is dynamic value. So static, dynamic. Static in the sense never it changes. Dynamic in the sense it changes based on the values. So consider this. So here addition is a static and 25 is a dynamic. So always keep the static value in double quotes. Okay, this addition is. Then dynamic value, concatenate dynamic value with plus operator. So technically here it is not the plus, it is concatenation. So it combines the static and dynamic values. And now here a plus b. Now here it's very looks strange, but here it is arithmetic operator, but here it is concatenation operator. So the Visual Studio, the compiler, the .NET easily understand the difference between this arithmetic operator and concatenation operator. Now, if you run, it will give you, it will print this in a new line and this in another line. So let me show you. This 25, then addition is 25, right? Now again, I want to write another statement like console.write line And then this time I want to print like addition of 10 and 15 is 25. The concept what we applied here, same we can apply here also. So just postmark this, then you can observe this is the static value, and again it is static value, again it is a static value. Okay, as a thumb rule, static value should be within double quotes. So what you do here within double quotes, addition of, then dynamic value, from where it gets from A, right? So now already here I explained to concatenate static and dynamic, we are using the plus operator, concatenation operator. So again, after printing the value, after printing the 10, what we need to do? We need to print this value, right? So what I'm doing here, again, space, then end, because we need these spaces also. Then 15 is the dynamic value. So use here concatenation. Then again, we need a static value, that is. Then again, dynamic value. This addition is coming from A plus B. Yes. But technically, if you compare with the C language, how you use. So what you do simply, we are using their printf, right? Printf. Then what you do, addition of %d and %d is %d. Then what you give here give A comma B comma C, right? Now same, but these values will come from some dynamic value. So in between static and dynamic, just add the concatenation operator, then you get this statement. Just practice one or twice, then it is very easy and useful to in future also, right? So now it prints on the screen like addition of 10 and 15 is 25. Got it? Any questions? Okay, so the same statement I want to write in another way, that is console.writeLine. So I will write all this statement, addition of A and, sorry, ignore the spelling mistakes, A and B is A plus B. Okay, now just think about this, how we are using, here we are using %d, right? In similar way, just replace the dynamic value with flower brackets and use here 0. Okay, then this 1, in the sense technically it works like 0 based index values. I will explain how it works. So then this is 2. So starting with 0, 1, 2. Now I want to display in 0 index, I want to display A value. Then here I want to display B value. Then here where the index is 2, I want to display A plus B. Very simple comparing to this. Then run this. Addition of 10 and 15 is 25. So when you are using this syntax, okay, when we are using this syntax, we need to take care of these values. For example, if you shuffle this like A plus B, then B, it prints without any errors, because the computer is intelligent, the program is very intelligent, but it works how you write. So then what it will do, it prints addition of 10 and 25 is 15, because purely it depends on the values you supplied. So you're supplying in 0 place a value that is nothing but 10. Then in first place you're supplying 10 plus 15, 25 is 15. See here. No, it didn't print that. Right. So sorry. 10 and 25 is 15. See this. Okay, so be careful when you are using this kind of syntax. So the same syntax we can write in another way, that is by using the dollar symbol, dollar, then double quotes. Okay, addition of, then here I want to print the value of A, then within flower brackets the value of B is within the flower bracket, it is A plus B. Same, but what we did, we added here dollar symbol before the double quotes. Then it takes these values as dynamic and it prints when you run this application. See, 10 and 15 is 25. So these are the different styles to print some content to the screen. Okay, so simply if you want to display some static content, what you do within double quotes, whatever you want, you can write. This is my first program. Then if you want to print dynamic values, this is the way. If you want to combine static and dynamic, this is one way, second way, third way, fourth way. Got it? So yeah, this is for today's session. Just try to practice the same. And in next session, we are going to learn about what are the variables, what are the data types. So feel free to ask if you have any questions.